Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Okay, let's see. Make sure we're in focus. Samantha. Hello, Samantha. Let's see. Let's fix that. There we go. So grateful. Good evening. I'm excited to see the new notebooks. Yeah, I thought about doing coloring tonight, but honestly, it's just been a long day on my end. So I was just like, let's just take some time. We're going to check out some fine liners, some gel pens, we're even going to check out and see how watercolor's doing here just for a little bit of fun. Let's see. Hello, Barbara. Let's see. I saw Johanna talking about notebooks today. She said she's kind of disappointed in them because there's not a lot of color in them. She said she didn't express herself well enough. Yeah, I saw that on her live. I guess I didn't, maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention to that. I'm not quite sure. I do remember her talking about something like that, but no way I missed it. Was it on YouTube? She did it on Instagram and Facebook. The Instagram one was super early for us in the US, and then she waited till a little bit later, probably around, well, it was around 9 o'clock my time that she did it on Facebook, so it gave us a chance to watch it. I didn't see it, however, because, well, life, but I did catch up on it later. Let's see, no way I missed it. It was on YouTube. Oh, sorry, I read that. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Thanks, Tyler. Let's see. Ariane. Hello, Ariane. Concerned about corona. We have a case in the hospital that I've been treated at recently. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of hunkering down and not really going anywhere unless we absolutely have to. That's kind of our dealio on it. Hello, Joe Beth. Welcome. Hi, Carol. Joe Beth, these will probably be right up your alley. I know you do a lot of those journals and everything. We have some infected here in San Antonio. She went to the mall and everything. Oof. Yeah, like I said, we're just not going anywhere unless we have to. And lots of hand sanitizer. I was lucky enough to get my hands on some before everybody went crazy. And, wash hands. And we've been practicing. The kids really like Pokemon. And so one of the ways, short of the ABCs, because honestly, I think they're bored with the ABCs because we've been doing that for years. But there's the opening, if you're familiar at all with Pokemon, which unless you have kids, you probably aren't. But anyway, there's an opening thing of a couple of the characters on there called Team Rocket. And so there's this whole, to protect the world from devastation. Anyway, the whole rigmarole of what they say, the kids know it. So that's a good one for them to connect with when we do it. They are right now, Barbara. Yeah, because of spring break. So yeah, I've got the kids home and husband's home. And honestly, we're all home. We're just not going anywhere we don't have to, so. Anyway, but, yeah, so these arrived, and I thought tonight would be a fun night. We'll just kind of take it easy and take a look at the journals, and we'll test out some different, we got pencils, I've got gel pens, I've got sparkle gel pens, I've got fine liners, and I even grabbed the watercolor. So we're just going to see how it all holds up. Okay, so this is how it came in this nice little plastic, which is nice because it kept it all, together. So then we go ahead, open this up. Kind of like a live review. College is closing here in Tennessee. Yeah, the big college here, they are closed Monday and Tuesday, but it remains to be seen if they completely close. Okay, so we got this paper in the back, talks about them. It says 3 blank notebooks themed land, sea, and sky. These 3 colorable notebooks, 1 lined, 1 graph, 1 dotted, are perfect for coloring, doodling, free writing, recording thoughts, lists, and dreams. The colorable covers, inside and out, the pages, I can't read, are scattered with Johanna's signature line art. So, yeah. And then it's got the little advertisement for the enchantments tags, which I also have. So, there's that. They are, Barbara. Yeah, I got these on Amazon. I had them on pre-order, so they showed up yesterday. Yeah, this wasn't something special that Johanna sent out or anything. This was something I had ordered on Amazon, and now it has arrived. I gotta be smarter than this string, right? Okay, that's in a knot. I'm just gonna slide it off. It's got this cute little tag on it, so I guess if you wanted to give it as a gift to someone, you could write their name on the back. So I know that bullet journaling is a big thing. I myself have never really taken a crack at bullet I'm telling you, words are a problem today. Bullet journaling. So I haven't done too much of it. All right, so we've got 3 here. We've got gold, we've got kind of a copper and a silver. And it looks like this is our sky. The gold is the sky, the copper is the sea, and the silver is the land. So since it's land, sea, and sky, I say we start with the land. All right, so this one is the one with the dots. I know she kind of went over a little bit. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so this is colorable. It's got a real nice feel to it. However, I will say, because of the foiling on the outside here, which looks beautiful, it doesn't create a smooth surface here. So something to keep in mind if you decide to color it. She was a little disappointed there wasn't more coloring space in the book. Yeah, that's what I was hearing. So you could do pencils, but be prepared that you may get affected by the rough. I'm going to turn this down. This is bright, isn't it? There we go. That's better. By the roughness in the book. It might work better with gel pens or markers, but if that's the case, you need to make sure it's dry completely before you turn it over. So yeah, there's a little bit of coloring in the corners of these. Let's take a look. Same little gecko design there. So yeah, there's like little bits. I mean, but she did say that it's not meant to be a coloring book. Maybe she expected it to be maybe a little bit bigger. But I mean, they are still notebooks, so I think that the fact that there's plenty of room for writing is also good. Okay, so this is the dotted grid here. And then for C, it is the lined notebooks. So same thing here with the foiling. You're going to have a little bit of unevenness in the paper. But we got nice lined paper here. And the paper itself, it's pretty thick. It's not like as thin as regular notebook paper that you would find. But, you know, we got fish, plants, more fish. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Oh, it looks like, okay, it looks like some of the designs are repeated. So here is that one there, and I'm wondering, do they go in order, or is it just a coincidence? Because here's that same one here. Looks like they're not really in order. Oh, okay, so here is that same one here. Let's see, what's before it? A turtle? Okay, what's before the other one? There's a turtle before it, then it's, yeah, okay, so it's a turtle before it. So there's probably a pattern, like it looks like there's about maybe 10 different drawings in here, kind of repeated throughout. But again, the point of them is to be notebooks, not coloring books also. So it's, you know, a little bit of embellishment on the bottom there. And then the last one is Sky, and that's a gold one. Oh, it's got the little bees in here. I like the bees. And this one is the graph paper, which I think is really cool. Got some stars, parrots. Just skip right over a bunch. Yeah, there's the stars again. That could be cute though. You could work with those stars. A little, oh, that looks kind of new. Oh no, you know what? That's from that one frame page. Hi, Shannon. Next to that single bumblebee in Ivy and the Ikea Butterfly. I'm awake since you color just like, or you can make your own. Oh, gotcha. You can make your own coloring book from those. Oh, exactly. Yeah, and you definitely could, especially now with your How to Draw. In fact, I should grab some of those pens and we can test that out in here also. Let's see, where did I put my inking pens? Put them here? Yes, I did. Here they are. Hang on. There we go. Alright, I got these pens here. And let's grab pencil. Okay. Grab that one. Yeah, okay, that one will work. Oh, not I'm awake. Okay, sorry. Oh, way you color just like her. Oh, the way. Okay. I gotcha. Well, you know, it's interesting. These are kind of a mix of her previous notebooks and her little notebooks. So, you know, her previous notebooks are this big, but they're hardback. But then her small little notebooks are paperback like this, but they're smaller. So really, she's got kind of range of whatever you need here. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to try out first? Let's do the dots, shall we? Let's put that over here. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm not huge into bullet journaling, so oh my gosh, I cannot, words are escaping me today. My goodness. So I'm not super, you know, I don't regularly make to-do lists in notebooks. A lot of times when I use my notebooks, I'm like quickly jotting down ideas. So let's pretend, well, not pretend, let's get that in focus. And there we go. Okay. And let's just test these out because I want to see kind of how these hold up with all of the different mediums. Like I said, the paper is pretty thick. It doesn't feel as thick as the coloring books, but it is fairly thick. So I want to kind of test and see how it holds up with a couple different things, right? Yeah, the bees are super cute. Okay, so let's use the grid and let's kind of make a I'm using pencil because I can't freehand things. I just can't. With the dots, it's helpful. And they're light enough that they don't necessarily show up. Okay. But it helps you keep everything nice and straight. Hi, Carolyn. Okay. Like I said, we're just having kind of a chill night tonight. It's been kind of crazy here, and so I was just kind of looking forward to something kind of relaxed. NBA suspends games? Oh my goodness, Barbara. Okay. Let's see, how do we want to do that? Let's do this. I'm trying to get it about the same here, and then we can erase it when we're done. Gosh, that just seems huge, doesn't it? Where's my big eraser? There it is. Okay. Like I said, bullet journaling isn't something that I usually do, but I know that using these grids and stuff can be helpful. Chill is good. Exactly, right? You know what's funny? Is I did my nails today and I realized I have a shirt that matches this color and pattern. I didn't wear the shirt today, but I was like, yeah, that was unintentional. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? Not so huge. Okay. Okay, like I said, we're going to test gel pen and fine liner and stuff on these. Our mock to-do list here. There you go. And you can see the grid kind of helps you kind of keep things lined up and in the space that you want to do. Okay, what do we want to test first? Do we want to test fine liners or gel pens or the pigment liners first? What would you like to do? Because I've got some Staedtler fine liners. I've got the Arteza gel pens, those most recent retractable ones that I tested. I've got the Staedtler fine liners, and then of course I've got my little, you know, basket jar thing of glitter gel pens. So which would you like to try first? It is your call. Wait for chat to catch up here. So we got like that. Got that one. Let's grab. There's a black one here. We got this one. I don't know where my Staedtler black gel pen is, but there's that one. Please blue. Let's see, what else? What else? I also just have this Precise V5 pen. It's a rolling ball, extra fine. I really like these pens. I don't necessarily use them for drawing, but I love using them for writing. Ah, that's fair. Hi, Donna. Welcome. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Fine liners? Yeah, we can do fine liners. Okay, let's make sure we're nice and in focus, okay? And then we're gonna check this for like bleed and kind of see how it handles, all right? Okay. You know what I might do? We could just use like all of them on the letters. Hope I could draw a straight line. But I guess that's what the grid is for. Okay, so I was giving that a fair amount of pressure. Let's look at the other side. Just real quick, okay? Look at that. That is beautiful. There is no indentation. There's no bleed through. Gosh, you can hardly even see that. Okay, I can see it a little bit when I turn it this way, but that's real nice. So we'll do some coloring with the fine liners in a little bit, but as far as just writing with them, they're great for this. All right, so that was the fine liners. Okay, now let's grab the pigment liner. Okay, and this is just the Staedtler pigment liner. I use this for drawing. You can see it's a little bit more, just a tiny, I don't know if it looks it in the video, but yeah, in real life it's a little bit darker. Says hello, Emily. Hello, everyone. Glad to see you here. Don't forget thumbs up, Emily. You have done already. Aw, thanks, Donna. Okay, so now we're going to flip this over. So, I don't know if you can see. Let's see. Okay, so the O is here, so it should be here. And again, there's no pressure, push through, or anything, and there's no bleed through. So, at this point, the pigment liners also work just fine in here. All right, so this is just a regular kind of ballpoint pen that I like to use. It's a Pilot brand. Like I said, I just like writing with this. This isn't like a drawing pen or anything that I use, but if you're wanting a, you know, a good pen, you can see it's got a nice fine point. Yeah, I love these pens. These are probably my favorite as far as, you know, like everyday pens. I mean, there's not a wide range of colors. They're not meant for coloring. I think there's like, you know, purple, green, red, blue, that kind of thing. Probably going to get a little bit more of an indentation with this one on the other side. Let's see. Okay, so I definitely feel an indentation. But again, this is a metal nib on here, so it's definitely going to be pressing into it. But with a little bit of an indentation, I can see the letter a bit more, but it's not as noticeable. So if you're wanting to avoid indentations, I would avoid the metal tip because it's definitely going to press into the paper a little bit more. But honestly, I think you'd find that with any page, not just this one. All right, now this is the Arteza gel pen. I reviewed these ones recently. It's a retractable gel pen. It's got a 0.7 nib on it. Get that in focus there. All right, so we're gonna do the O here. Now this one also has a metal nib. It's got a little bit more ink flowing out than the previous ballpoint pen. You can see it's a little bit darker, a little bit thicker line. Okay, now this one I think you can see a little bit here. Let's see if I can get this. Oh goodness, Carol, well, I'm so glad that you got them. I saw that. Oh, can you see that O a little bit there? So, and this is the Arteza gel pen, but again, this also has a metal nib, so I can definitely feel the indentation of the pen there. And I mean, the indentations are going to be important if you're planning on doing stuff on both pages. All right, and then we have a Staedtler gel pen. My mother got me these for Christmas, and these also have a metal nib, but I really like the flow of ink on these ones. I don't know where my black one is at the moment. I'm sure I shifted it somewhere, and I'm just not entirely sure where. That happens when I have a tendency to not put away my pens. All right, so let's do that. You don't have to press very hard for a good amount of ink for these to come out. Okay. So that's flip. Now it could be because it was smaller space, but it didn't leave as much of an indentation and you can't really see it through. So as far as those gel pens are concerned, I like the Staedtler one for it. There's a bigger range of colors for the Arteza one, so I guess it just depends on what you want to do on it. So we're going to grab this to see. All right, so downside, we get a little smearage from, what was this first one? Stedler fine liner. Probably should have waited a little bit longer, but I will say in the other books it would have absorbed it a little bit better by now. I mean, this was the first one we did, so you can see it's smearing a little bit. So it could be that there's the porousness of the paper is a little bit different. Okay, so a little bit of smearage on those other ones. A lot of smearage on this one. I'm actually a little surprised, and this was the Stedler fine liner here. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. All right, let's turn a page here. Actually, let's move on to another book. I mean, that's all going to be basically the same, but this way you can see it all. Let's grab, there's this is Sky. This is Sky. I love those grids. I really do. I like the way that looks. All right, let's find, well, first let's zoom out here so you can see. All right, you know what? Let's color this with the fine liners real quick. Hi, Linda. Thanks for that, Shannon. Yeah, Shannon just shared the Etsy link. If you are curious, the sale is still running. It'll be running all week, and that's on everything store-wide, where we've got stickers, which could be useful in these journals if you wanted to. We got these stickers. We got a new sticker that's going to be coming soon based off the newest fairy house, which is the apple one. And so these are just printed smaller, but this is the teapot fairy house. This is the fairy plaza. This is the apple fairy house, the mushroom, and the recycling fairy house with the coffee cup. But anyway, you can follow that link and you can see those there. Like I said, they're all on sale this week. So feel free to check those out if you are interested. Okay, so let's grab our fine liners here real quick, okay? So let's grab a blue. Let's get these out of the box. I cannot grab these purple without it. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna grab this and we're just gonna see, we're gonna color this little section here and we're just gonna see how it handles, okay? I'm not worried too much about shading and stuff right now. I'm just filling it in because I want to see if it bleeds through. I mean, this is a water base, so it shouldn't, but if it does, that'll say a lot about the paper. There's definitely not much tooth to the paper for sure. It's pretty smooth. But these fine liners are good for it because it's such a small space, you know? Also, if you want to check these out too, you can type !land sea sky, I believe is what I put it under, and that'll give you a link to these on Amazon as well. I actually put it up a while ago once I pre-ordered it because I've had these pre-ordered for a little while. A few months at least. I don't remember when I ordered it. It's a while back. Oh, and also while I'm thinking about it, next week's streams are also all going to be evening streams, as long as anything doesn't change, just because my kids are going to be home next week also. So just FYI on that part there. All right, let's check and see how it's doing. A little bit. But there's no like significant bleed through. I think mostly it's like not bleed through so much as you can just see through the paper. But we're going to do the rest of it because covering a whole space is different than just covering a whole line, you know? All right, let's grab this, this, and this. We might attempt just a tiny bit of blending just to see how it does. So let's do... Sounds good, Jobeth. Just kind of hanging out anyway. Okay. This will be a good test to see how the paper holds up. Once you start layering markers, the paper starts to get fairly saturated, and then you can kind of tell, you know, is it going to pill up? Is it going to tear up? Is it going to soak through? That kind of thing. I do love the Staedtler fine liners though. And if you're going to use any fine liners in here, these are the ones I'd recommend. I like the Arteza Ink Conic ones, but they do have a lot of ink to them, and I feel like it would be a little rough on the paper. Okay, let's turn this over. Okay. There is, I don't know if you can see it here. Let's see if we can get this in focus a little better. Okay, there's just a tiny bit that's starting to bleed through. Let's see, can we get closer? I don't know if you can see it. Get in focus. Okay, can you see this tiny little bit right here? So there's just a tiny, tiny bit. Fairly negligible. All right, let's do these other spots here. Hey, this kind of ended up looking kind of pretty. And these are just the Staedtler fine liners we're using. Okay. These don't really, oh, I guess these do have numbers, don't they? It's like number 20, I think. These are from the new Staedtler fine liners, the larger sets that they have. And I'm not going back and forth a lot too. If you were to like go like this, you probably would saturate with more ink. But general rule of thumb when you're trying to blend with fine liners is try not to spend too much time on the paper. So I'm just kind of doing flicks up a little bit. Just like so. Okay, and this one here. I know I'm going circles for this one too, but that's just me trying to fill it in. And again, I'm not trying to linger too long on any one spot. All right. It is not. If it is, it's just a teeny tiny bit, Tyler. There we go. Just a teeny tiny bit. There we go. See these tiny little flecks in this square here. So just a teeny tiny bit, not much. Like I said, it's fairly negligible. Okay, let's grab. Do I want green? No, I don't want green. Oh, let's get that back in focus, shall we? There we go. Get that purple. Let's just use these two. Yeah, That's real good. This lighter purple. If I had a better gradient, you see it's blending just a bit. And I do feel the paper pilling up just a tiny bit, but that also just tends to happen on any paper when you oversaturate it with too much ink. But this is good. We're kind of taking these notebooks through their paces a little bit, you know. The Staedtler Ergo Soft, Linda. They're a good water-based fine liner that doesn't put out oversaturated amounts of ink, but we're also doing a little bit of blending and layering to kind of put the markers through their, or put the notebooks through their paces a little bit to kind of see how they hold up with all of it. And so far, they're doing pretty well. There's only a teeny tiny bit of bleed through, but that tends to happen even with water-based markers when you saturate it quite a bit. Okay, now look here. Where I could feel the paper start, I gotta keep that, where I could feel the paper starting to pill, which tells me that I saturated it pretty well. There is one spot that is bleeding through just a little bit. But again, that was at the point where I could feel the paper kind of tearing up. And when you can feel it tearing up, you know you're thinning out the paper a little bit. So it does have its limits, to be sure. Let's grab this green real quick. Cool. All right. Let's come up here. Let's do this little hot air balloon. See how it holds up. Actually, you know, we might switch it up. Let's switch it up from the fine liners. We've tested out the fine liners in that section. Let's mix it up and let's do, what do we want to do? Let's test it out with gel pens and to see if we have any oversaturation with gel pens. Okay, so let's grab this one and this one. Okay. And these are the Arteza gel pens that I reviewed recently. And if you go to this video, it's going to be my most recent review video. There's actually a 10% off coupon code for these if you want to try them out, which actually they'd probably pair pretty well with this particular notebook. But there's a 10% off coupon code there too, like I said. Okay, so we're going to use these here. Let's do it on the flowers here. Now it's laying down quite a bit of ink, and because I'm spending more time because I'm coloring, we may see some bleed through first time. And if you were here at the beginning, you could see that, you know, it's hard to blend with gel pens, so don't expect, you know, anything seamless by any means. In the other one where we tried writing with letters, okay. So when you color with the gel pens, the paper definitely has a little bit harder, let's see, harder time holding up. But when you're just writing, let's see, can we get that in focus here? When you're just writing, it doesn't necessarily have this same bleed through. So you can see it does have a little bit, but you know, we've laid down a lot of ink there. So that's not surprising. Okay, that's the Arteza gel pens. Let's try a little blendage with the Staedtler Triplus gel pens. Okay, and this is just a pack of 10. I mean, there's not a lot of colors in here. Okay, we'll just do another one of these flowers here, okay? Same kind of style. Because I think that you're going to find that when you color with gel pens like this, unless it's like coloring book paper, you're going to have some bleed through. But for just writing and bullet journaling, I think these should be good. Now let's check the other side for this gel pen. Okay, so this one did have, let's focus. This one did have a little bit of bleed through, not as much as the Arteza ones. I do feel like the Arteza probably put out a little bit more ink than the Staedtler does, but that seems to kind of be their MO in comparison to the Staedtler. All right, let's see. Now let's skip the blending now. Let's grab an Arteza Sparkle Gel Pen. Let's grab a Sleechy gel pen, which is a metallic gel pen. And let's grab a metallic gel pen from the Arteza ones, okay? So we're not gonna do any blending with these ones. We're just gonna fill in the petals and kind of see how it holds up. All right, so this is the Glitter Arteza gel pen. Okay. Take a quick peek on the back. Actually, you know what? No, I take it back. We're just gonna fill it in real quick. Okay, so this is the metallic Arteza gel pen. Get it going. I haven't used it much recently. Okay. And then let's grab the Sleechy metallic gel pen. Which the Arteza glitter gel pens are my favorite for glitter gel pens. But if I'm perfectly honest, the Sleechy metallic gel pens are my favorite for the metallic gel pens. Okay. All right, so let's flip this over now. Okay, let's see, where are those flowers? It's good if you can't find the flowers. Okay, so we had the Sleechy, the glitter, and the metallic Arteza, and none of those bled through. And part of that is we didn't spend too much time, you know, blending gel pens or anything. So as far as just straight up adding color with gel pens, I don't think it's too much of an issue. Ooh, and look how sparkly it is. All right, let's get that back in focus. Okay, so that's pretty wet, isn't that? Okay, while we have this page open, why don't we go ahead and use this same page to test out and see how some watercolor does. And then in the last notebook, we are going to do a little pencil coloring, and we'll see what kind of page. Yeah, it is really good, right? I mean, there's a little bit of bleed through, but that's only when I've oversaturated the paper with multiple layers of, you know, either fine liner ink or gel pen ink. So it's holding up really well. So let's go ahead and test out and kind of see how watercolors handle, okay? So I've got the Arteza half pans here. Tell I've been using it quite a bit. Well, I haven't used it a few days, but I did use it quite a bit. And initially, I just haven't done any painting. Okay, I've got this little water brush here that we're gonna use. Let's do a nice strong color. So let's choose like this blue. The nice thing is Arteza also comes with this nice swatch chart that comes with it. So let's grab this Prussian blue, which is a nice dark blue, and that's what we want because we want to see if it's gonna, paper's gonna hold up, it's gonna, you know, show through. So let's see the purple. It's gonna be the fifth from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's this one here. That's the one I was looking at anyway. Okay, so yeah, let's get some water on that. Help if you could see what I'm doing here. All right, so I'm going to shift this over so that I can have some room here. Okay. All right, so we're just going to do a couple strokes here, and we're going to see how this holds up with watercolor, okay? Sounds good, Jo Beth. Have a great night. Oh, thanks, Tyler. Okay. You too, Jo Beth. All right. Okay, so if anybody's done watercoloring, you know, one of the little red flags, depending on paper that you're using, is, get that in focus. Okay. Do you see how there's almost what looks like slight speckling in it. Let me see if I can get it closer here. Get that in focus now. Okay. All right, do you see how there is just so slightly kind of speckling in the paint? That has partially to do with the paper and the, now this is not watercolor paper, so you wouldn't expect this to hold up at all. But there is, you can tell how it's kind of, soaking through a little bit, but the paper isn't tearing up. So there is slight speckling, which says that there's a little bit, like a minuscule amount of pilling, but it's not that noticeable. So let's turn it over here, and, oh, this is good. This is real good. Check this out. Okay, here, let's get this in focus using hands as a guide here. There we go. Okay, so you can tell that the paper has curled a little bit. There you go. You can kind of catch it on the light. You can tell that the paper is curled a little bit, but I don't see any of that color. So it's and you saw I had the brush on there for a little while. So, I mean, you're going to expect any kind of, must leave, we'll check back if I can if it works. Sounds good, Linda. Yeah, you stay safe too. So, obviously there's always going to be some sort of curling and crimping of the paper when you add water to it, especially if it's not a watercolor paper. But the fact that it wasn't completely see-through says a lot about it. So let's do something else here real quick. Let's grab a different color. We're going to layer over the top of that real quick just to see how it does. So let's grab, what is this, a green, a brown? Let's grab this green. Okay. All right, now this is pretty wet on the brush, okay? So now it's had a little bit of time to dry. Okay, so I see a little bit of what I would describe as almost grittiness because it is starting to pill up a little bit. But again, it's not watercolor paper, so it's not meant to hold a lot of water. So the fact that it is holding this without the paper destroying says a lot about it. A lot about it. Okay, so now let's turn the page over while it's still wet. And look at that. Look at that. It's not showing, the color is not showing through at all. Again, you got your standard curling and kind of crimping of the paper that would happen, but like it might be seeping through just a tiny bit. Let's see if we can get that in focus. Okay, do you see, let's see if I can grab my little pointer here. Okay, do you see these little speckles here? That is a little bit of water coming through, but still, that's no more than what the gel pen was doing. In fact, it's even less than what the gel pen is doing. And this is pretty wet. Now you can see, again, some speckling on this paper. And what that is that's the paper starting to pill up again a little bit. But again, this is not watercolor paper. This is journaling paper. So it's, honestly, I think it's held up really well considering. Yeah. I'm actually fairly impressed with that. So you could definitely add little bits of watercolor to this if you wanted to. I wouldn't do like a watercolor masterpiece on this by any means, but if you were wanting just a little bit for the effect, yeah, I would say go for it. Why not? That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. Okay, so that was our sky. Okay, so let's put this paint away real quick. Okay. All right. See, when I do reviews like this, it's like when I'm doing the coloring portion, these are the parts that I speed up. So really, when I shoot my review videos, it does take a while. But I am able to turn it down to like less than 10 minutes. All right, let's find a good page here. You know, let's do a turtle one. And this one is the lined page. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna write a little bit in here and just see how it holds up, okay? So let's use, let's see. All right. Let's see, we put today's date, which is 3/11/2020, okay? So we're just gonna do a quick brown fox jumps over the fence. And this is me just using the Pilot pen here. Let's turn it over here. Okay, a little bit indentation, not much. Honestly, like I'm looking at these and I'm enjoying them. I like them. I think that they'd be great for journaling. It doesn't have a super quick absorption rate. I will say that everything is taking a little bit longer to dry, but I think part of that is because the paper is less porous. Okay. That was with the Staedtler gel pen. So this was just a Pilot pen, a regular just writing pen. That's the Staedtler Triplus gel pen. Okay. Let's grab the Arteza retractable gel pen here. Clearly I have nothing more interesting to write in these currently than how the quick brown fox jumps over the fence. Honestly, that was just the first thing that popped in my head because that's like the filler text when you're doing something like that. Okay, so let's take a look here. Yeah. That holds up great. I feel like there's really no more question. I think the only thing you'd have to do is make sure that it dries fast enough. All right, let's roll out real quick. Roll out, everyone. Let's grab some pencils just real quick. Okay. These are just the Staedtler Ergosoft, which is what we're using on our Lost Ocean page right now. Okay. Let's color our little turtle friend here, shall we? I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to do wonderfully with pencils. Just a little inkling. I probably wouldn't color these with Prismacolor though, just because these are smaller illustrations. This is definitely something I would tackle that has a harder, like less breakable lead. Like this is still a wax-based pencil, but something that maybe doesn't snap quite as easily. Just a little bit. Okay, and then let's grab 52. Happy little turtle, like Bob Ross. Happy little tree. There we go. Hi, Allie. Hi, Red Emily. I started on the Inktober Day 16 bug I post on Facebook page. Oh, awesome, Allie. I'll take a look. Hi, Aspie. Yeah, no worries. We're just having kind of a chill night. We're exploring the new journals here. Kind of taking a look, seeing what they have to offer, how they hold up to various coloring and journaling tools. Yeah, honestly, it's perfect. There's no ink smearing. There's no nothing. Let's turn the page over. Yeah, there's no indentation. I mean, and you know, like I said, this wasn't sent to me for free or anything. You know, not. I'm particular about what I do endorse. Like, I'm not just gonna endorse it just because. I mean, I know I do a lot of Staedtler stuff, but the fact of the matter is, I like a lot of Staedtler, or not Staedtler, Arteza. But I like a lot of the, or sorry, I was just using Staedtler, so I had Staedtler on the brain. I like a lot of their products, which is why I choose to review a lot of those. But even if they had just sent me this, like, these journals are fantastic. Like, I mean, you can use watercolor on here, you can use gel pen. I mean, we did some gel pen blending, we used pencils, so really, Yeah, if you are into bullet journaling or just journaling in general, or you want something to write down, or you want something to practice, you know, like how to draw inky wonderlands, like let's grab that right now. Let's see. Oof, gotta get this off my bookshelf. Okay, how to draw inky wonderlands. Here we are. Let's see here. All right, let's just do something kind of quick and easy here. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Okay, this will work. All right. All right. So let's just do this little flower that's down here. Okay. Got pens and pencils all over. Okay, move that over. Move that over. I mean, it seems fitting to pair the Johanna notebooks with how to draw. You know what I mean? All right. So let's just do this here. Okay. Got this simple little 4-petaled flower here. Okay. And you know what? Let's just add this other one next to it here. Oh, wait, these need to go here. It'll get more precise when we add ink over the top of it. Yep, it's a chill out Wednesday, exactly. We're just hanging out. Honestly, my day was pretty exhausting. I took a nap this afternoon, but you know, you ever just have one of those days where it's just like, boy, what a day, you know? So I was just like, we need something just kind of chill, kind of relaxed. I think a lot of people are pretty stressed out right now just with everything going on, you know? Which I don't blame them. There's a lot going on right now. It was officially announced as a pandemic today, and that's got to make you feel better about the whole situation, doesn't it? But, you know, Johanna's even said herself, you know, that's why she's offering, you know, the free downloads, just kind of, you know. It's a stressful time, so chill if you can, you know? All right. Let's add some ink to these. This is just the Staedtler pigment liner, the 0.03, okay? I'm actually going to move this now so that it's not messing with it too much. Okay. There we go. Excuse me. There we go. All right. Let's see. That's not completely in focus, is it? There we go. That's better. All right. So let's do this. Couple little Johanna flowers. They're not perfect, but you get the point. Go. Stem here. Okay, so there's that. Most of our colleges here in Michigan have closed today and we'll be doing online classes now. Yeah, so it's spring break here right now, so everything's closed anyway, but the college that we have here, there's 60,000 students that go there, and so they are definitely concerned. We're going to erase this now. Actually, I can check, see, make sure it's dry. Yeah, it looks fine. Mondays and Tuesday classes next week have been canceled. The high schools and grade schools haven't yet, but I'm hoping they will soon if the big college is willing to do it. But I don't know. We shall see. We'll see what happens. It's hard to tell how this is all going to play out, you know? Can only hope for the best. But thankfully, it's starting to heat up a little bit down here, and apparently the virus can't survive long on heated surfaces. So cross your fingers that plays in our favor, you know? All right, let's grab a couple pencils here real quick. All right, so grab this dark blue here. Let's get this colored in. And I mean, you can draw these smaller too. It's not a big deal. We're just using the Staedtler Ergosoft. I love these pencils. Ellen, if Staedtler ever approached me and said, "Hey, you want to be our spokesperson?" Oh my God, I would do that in a heartbeat. Like, yes, yes, please. All right, a little bit of 63 here. I mean, more than anything, this is more like a review, like a live stream review, I guess. I don't know. Does anybody have any questions about these? Do you want me to try anything out? You know, spring break till April. Ah, gotcha. But yeah, does anybody want me to do anything specific in here? Anything you have any questions about? We've done watercolor, gel pens, fine liners. It's most of the stuff I could think of. But if you have something else, if you want me to test something out in here, let me know. I don't have any problem with it. Okay, let's grab these here. So if you have any questions or anything, just pop them in chat. I've literally got chat up in like 2 places here, so no matter where I look up, I can always see what's going on. It's definitely very smooth paper, that's for sure. I mean, I know you're saying that Johanna said that she was disappointed, but you know, about how little coloring there was in here, but honestly, I think it's perfect. I mean, it's a journal, it's a notebook, it's not necessarily meant to be a coloring book, but I think because it's got colorable notebooks in the title, I think it's just in general, people expected there maybe to be a bit more coloring. But just even more room to add your own, you know? A bit of pink here. Okay, now let's grab, ooh, let's not toss it all over the place. Let's grab a yellow sparkle gel pen. Okay, we're going to take a look at this when we're done and just see how it all transferred. Let's grab a blue sparkle. Okay, nice blue sparkle. I mean, we're not creating a masterpiece here by any means. This is just kind of testing the waters with these, you know? Blue, gold sleechy metallic gel pen. Okay. Let's see, let's do a, where did I put that? Let's see, let's use this one here. This is just a purple fine liner. Even the TV shows canceling all audiences. Oh goodness. Aw, thanks, Crystal. Just little quick doodles here to test everything out. Let's grab this other purple here. Oh, yeah, see, I touched that before it was dry. That's my own fault. That has nothing to do with the books. That's me not paying attention to where I'm putting my hand after coloring it so soon after. There we go. Hi, Robin. Welcome. We're just kind of testing out the pages, kind of seeing what they do. Here, let's grab this green Staedtler Triplus gel pen. And then we're going to flip these over and kind of see how it all worked out. Let's grab this green Arteza gel pen. There we go. All right, so this was kind of a full test. What brand is the yellow gel pen? This one here for the middle. This is the Arteza glitter gel pen. I really like these. They've got tons of glitter. They're super shiny. If you did not have glitter gel pens, you want to add something else to it. And actually, this would be another good test. This is a Wink of Stella brush pen, and you can get different color ink. This is just the clear glitter ink. So then you can take this, run it over what you colored. And now, I don't know if you can see, once it dries, it's pretty wet right now, but once it dries, you'll just have glitter left on it. All right, let's flip this over, kind of see how it held up, because we sketched with pencil, went over with ink, and then we colored with various items here. Okay, well, that was a little thing from the other side. This little black fleck is nothing there. Okay, so the glitter gel pen did saturate the paper a little bit here, as did the Arteza one. Arteza gel pens and markers, just in general, tend to be a little bit juicier than the average, but in regular coloring books, it's just fine. So they may be a little bit wet for these journals. So yeah, that was pretty wet. Wait, what was this one? Yeah, that was the blue gel. It's interesting because the yellow one didn't soak through nearly as much. I mean, granted, you know, this was a colored turtle here, so maybe it created a bit of a barrier. But yeah, we did some writing up there. So we tested out that, and we've got, where'd the other two go? We tested out, let's see, this is the sky one. Okay, so we colored one of the illustrations here. We did some watercolor. This is pretty dry now too. You know, you definitely have some crimping on the other side, but I think for light watercolor, it could definitely hold up. Tiny bit of bleed through when I really oversaturated the paper with the fine liners when I was attempting to do some blending with them. So something to keep that in mind. And then this was just to do, we were practicing with the grid paper. For some reason this smeared. I'm not entirely sure why that did that. That was with the Staedtler fine liners. So I think part of it has to do with is the paper isn't nearly as porous, so it doesn't soak into it as well. It's definitely a smooth paper, very, very smooth. But that can be fairly satisfying when you're journaling like that. And then we wrote, put the date, colored with a little colored pencil, drew some little illustrations. So really, we tested out quite a bit. So my consensus, despite a little bleed through when I oversaturated the paper, honestly, I love these notebooks. So if you are looking into getting some journals or notebooks, I would highly recommend them. Plus, they're Johanna. I mean, I gotta complete my collection, right? Does anybody have any questions about them at all? Anybody? Anything? Well, I gotta wait for chat to catch up. There's about a 20-second delay. But yeah, it's just pretty easy. So I know normally I'm scheduled Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but these next 2 weeks we've just got a lot of family stuff going on, and it's going to be a little bit crazy. So I'm going to say we're going to throw caution to the wind here and just say that the schedule is up in the air. It's not going to be our regular one. If I do, well, not if, when I stream next week, it'll make sure that I'm in the evening. So where can you get them? Connie, you can do !land sea sky, and it'll take you over to Amazon. But if you just want to search it, you can find them on Amazon there. So, but yeah, you should be able to get them there. So I am going to stream next week. But I always feel so bad when all I do is look at my community page. I'm like, wow, there's a cancel there. So I hate canceling on all of you, but I do know that the rest of this weekend, next week, is going to be kind of insane on my part. There's just a lot of stuff going on. So here's my recommendation is make sure, if you want to make sure to know when I go live, that should work. I hope that works. I was pretty sure that's the command for it. Ah, yeah, there it is. Land, sea, sky. Perfect. Got a really low rating from one gal who was overwhelmed with some horrible smell when she opened the package. It's interesting. I did actually notice a slight smell. I wouldn't say that I was overwhelmed, but there definitely is just a slight scent. I think maybe it has to do with the plastic that it's in. Like if I were to pinpoint what the smell is, I would say, I know it sounds silly, but it almost smells like a rubbing alcohol, but it's not overwhelming. I did notice it when I opened the package, but it's nothing that a little air out wouldn't do. I mean, I'd suppose if you're highly sensitive to smell, it may bother you. And I will say I've never come across any other smell from the notebooks before, but I wouldn't say that it was overwhelming. But again, everybody's different. Maybe she's got a really sensitive, claimed it gave her a headache. I mean, I suppose I could see that, but it's not bothersome. Like I said, I think it just has to do with the plastic packaging it was in, because Johanna's stuff doesn't generally come in plastic. In fact, I was intrigued by that. I mean, I get that it was wrapped up, but usually if there's something that wrapped up, like her little notebooks, oh, drop my sticky notes. Her little notebooks like these ones came shrink wrapped. And so it was a different kind of plastic. Like this was very, let's see, grab it. It was one of these. And it is thicker plastic. It's a little bit different. But I think what happened is the notebooks went in there directly after printing. But yeah, I'm guessing she just had a pretty sensitive, I'm not going to say there wasn't a smell. There definitely was a little bit of one because I did notice it when I opened it, but it wasn't something when I went, oh, that's terrible, I can't handle it, kind of thing. It wasn't anything like that by any means. But there isn't, I never opened anything right under my nose and smells would have to be skunk ripe to bother me. Exactly. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not going to say there wasn't a smell because they do have a little bit left, but it could have to do with how soon after they packaged, after the foiling, what kind of place they packaged it, and maybe it's just the US ones, maybe UK ones aren't like that. But there was a little bit of a smell, but I wouldn't say that it was overwhelming by any means. I couldn't smell it at all while I was sitting here coloring. When I take it out of the plastic, yeah, there was a little bit, but nothing that makes me think that these aren't worth it. I think once you have them out of the plastic and kind of airing out wherever you keep them. I mean, I suppose if you really wanted to, you could leave them open out on a table if it really bothered you. But like I said, it was negligible. It's nothing that bothered me too much. Yeah. So as far as when I'm streaming next, right now my plan is to stream Friday night, but things have just been a little bit crazy here. So the best thing to do, I'm going to say, is make sure that your notification bell is on. And I think that some notifications, you may need to re-click it, or it's it specifies where it's only specific things. So when you click on the bell, make sure that you click that you want to get the notification for everything. So make sure that you hit the notification bell to see when I go live. And then also, if you're not subscribed to, or if you're not following my Instagram, do it there. I try to post there when I'm going live as well. And then Tyler always posts for me in the Facebook group when I'm going live, even if I don't set an event. So, I just, like I said, I just can't guarantee what my schedule is going to be like this next week. And I'm tired of canceling on you all. So I'm not going to say specifically, yes, I'm streaming on this day for the next couple of weeks. So just keep an eye out for when I'm live. I'm going to do my best to stick to the schedule, but I just don't know how things go. The kids are they're home all week, and it's just, Like today, I'm pretty tired today, but I took a nap. So anyway, that's the plan with that. Like I said, take a look at the Etsy shop if you haven't already. Got the stickers and the pages. I think after the sale is over, I'm going to put together some bundles because the stickers are, you know, based off of some of the drawings. So, you know, they got matching sets. So, and the ones for the Apple Fairy House should hopefully be here in like a week and a half. So anyway, I think that's about it for tonight. I just kind of wanted to take some time, go over the journals, answer any questions if anybody had any. So if you have any other questions, now's the time to pop them in. But my basic consensus is they are not coloring books, so don't expect the paper to be as thick as your coloring books, but it is high quality paper. They are high quality notebooks, and I think that if you are into journaling or bullet journaling, then I think that they are perfect for it. I mean, I love Johanna's stuff as it is, so I could not praise it enough. Says, no worries, Emily. We'll be here whenever you're with us. No rush or bother. We understand life can get in the way anytime. Oh, thanks, Donna. Yeah, it's, you know, I'd like to be able to just, you know, go live regularly anytime, but, you know, my kids are little still, and sometimes life gets a little complicated, so it's hard for me to stick with it. I love doing this, though. Don't think that I don't. I absolutely love it. This has been wonderful. I mean, I've been doing this for, 7 months now? 8 months? I don't know, it's all kind of running together. And, you know, we got the Etsy store started up in January, and you have all been so wonderful and supportive, and I absolutely love all of this. It's just, this particular time, it's just a little hectic. Kids are home a lot from school, and, you know, and it's going to probably be that way during summertime, too, because I can't stream during the day because they are here. So, and that would make very entertaining. I'm sure you don't want to all be coloring and then hear somebody run in asking for help in the bathroom. So, it might, you know, put the damper on things a little bit. It says, thanks for the stream and doing this for us. Awesome week ahead for you and the family. Take care and stay warm and well. Big warm hugs and loads of love to you and yours. Thank you, Donna. Hi, Coloria. We're actually just about to head out. It was kind of an easy stream tonight. We just spent a good hour and kind of went over these new coloring notebooks that Johanna put out. But yeah, if you're watching this back or have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below and I will get back to them. Yeah, my basic consensus is buy them. No, I'm just kidding. I love them. I think they're great. I think you'll love them too, especially if you love journaling. All right. So I'm going to head out right now. The plan is to stream on Friday. I'll keep you all posted if anything changes. But aside from that, have a great rest of your week and we'll see you later. Thanks for being here. Bye.